Yo, today we have a Reddit Q&A video, and my last video I did was a Quora Q&A video, and I discussed the main points as to why I'm even doing this Q&A video. But to kind of briefly summarize, there's three key points. The first one being that I have decided to stop answering questions on Quora and Reddit like a few weeks ago just because of the reasons that I discussed in the last video. Number two, I'm going to catch up with these two series as fast as I can because I am very behind. So these two videos I'm doing helps a lot in getting to this point we are in June right now. Number three, I have an end date as to when I'm stopping my involvement with the channel, because at some point I'm gonna branch out and have people get involved with this channel, and I have to put in the legwork now. I have to put in the hard work, put out all the videos, do my research, invest time, and do all of that. But there will be a point where I stop being really involved with this channel. So that is the main 3 points from the last video. Now we are in, pretty sure this is November stuff, and I'm just gonna go over the questions that I've done, and like how I did with the Quora video, I'm just gonna pick the questions that seem interesting as opposed to going through every single question, because it's gonna get to the point where I don't want it to be just a reading thing. I want it to be a little bit more of interaction with you guys. Now, the first question we're going to discuss is how to stop procrastinating on the internet. The person says that he is a student and they use the internet a lot, but they procrastinate on the internet from doing their work, so that so much procrastination is involved in their life, and they're looking for some advices and some tips as to how to improve that. The advice I give is that first, I praise them. I say you have completed the first step towards change, which is noticing that you need to change. The next step is to remove triggers, cues that make you want to go on social media. That is personalized to you, and it can be anything. Yeah, triggers and cues differ from person to person. For someone like me, it could be thinking about a video idea, or just thinking about something that's trending, and then all of a sudden I'll go on my phone. For you, it could be cupcakes. For someone else, it could be puppies. For someone else, it could be food. Think about what your triggers are. Since it is really tempting for you because of its availability, I would recommend using a good extension that blocks certain websites after a certain period of usage. For example, I know on YouTube there's a good tool that I've shown here. It's called Unhook, well, you can't see it, but it's up there. It's called Unhook, where it basically removes recommendations so that it prevents you from going into that recommendation rabbit hole. Just go in, you find 10 recommended videos that you want to watch, you put them in your watch list, and then you watch those, and more recommendations come up, and you fall into that rabbit hole of recommendations. And next thing you know, it's 7 days later and you haven't left your bed. Now, you can start by limiting your usage to something that you are comfortable with, like 1 to 2 hours, and then slowly work down. Completely stopping is harder since you are trying to flip the table. Slower and more progressive change is more effective in the long term. Good luck, bro. In many cases, slower change is a lot better than a rapid, fast change like the snap of the finger. It's a lot better to slowly change, because if you do a 180 flip, you're gonna say that everything is hard, and you're not gonna want to do it because of how much adjustment you're trying to make in a short amount of time. Next question is, what was your starting steps for self-improvement? Let's see. It started by me being more self-aware and curious as to how I can achieve more out of my life. Then I started seeking knowledge and practicing what I learned. Over the past 4 years, there have been ups and downs, but I am glad that I have been able to change positively from where I was back on day one to where I am today. There was a great quote that I saw back. There was a great quote that I saw about the best time to plant a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. It was something along those lines, and it has stuck with me for a while. That is such a great quote. When someone tells you that, yeah, of course, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but the next best time is right now. It plants that inspiration in you to start your change now, so it's very effective. That's the exact quote. Also read that great thanks for yet. Do you mind asking about how you went about seeking knowledge and practices? Did you seek it all by yourself, the research or on books? Very good question. Unfortunately, I didn't answer this question, so I guess I'll answer it now. I didn't do it. I did it all by myself, but I had a few friends that I did talk to about it, and there was many books that I've read, and thankfully enough, there's this book insight series that we're doing, so that covers really much of my life in terms of what I did. This question here is about a new Muslim. They took their Shahada, and this is information here if you would like to read it. Is it possible to change your life at 30? Yeah, quite a few people have this thing in their head that they cannot change after a certain age. They think that it's a limit. There was a great quote that has stuck with me. I don't remember it correctly, but I can paraphrase it. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. Yeah. So this is basically an explanation of the quote I used in the last answer. This can be used as an example for our lives. Yes, you could have changed so much more if you started 5 to 10 years ago, but since you cannot go back in time, focus on what you can change, and that is the now. I don't know the details of your situation, so I will give you a broad advice. Change your mindset to a growth mindset so you can envision good things and changes for yourself. Pick up a sports hobby that is good physically, mentally, and socially. Don't be too focused on when you start and compare yourself to others, because each specific situation is specific to the individual. I hope you can make positive changes in your life, bro. Such a great quote. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, see this one. In your case, well, there's no question, but I think this is good. In your case, the first thing is to start thinking long term instead of instantly. It is great that you want to make changes, but if you make long term goals and focus on breaking them down into smaller goals, then you can work towards it making long lasting changes. Yeah, so I give advice about this. Pretty much almost recycled answer from a few of the ones I've done in the past, but it's because quite a lot of the questions are the same. So this is a good one that I've discussed previously. I'm not going to read it, but I recommend someone the book of The Power of the Subconscious Mind and the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. And excuse me, by the way, I am a little bit sick. Let's see. This question here is: afraid I won't ever graduate uni. Okay, this one looks like a bit of low self-esteem, a lot of self-doubt. The person says that they want to get a degree more than anything, but they just feel too dumb and won't feel like they will pass their major. There are 4 things you can do. Number 1, have a desire to grow. The person says, I want to get my degree more than anything. And this is a clear sign that you have a desire to grow. Keep this fire fueled and you will achieve your goal. Number 2, build a positive mindset. So that you are able to act on your desire to change, you must feed your mind with positive thoughts that you are intentional from your end. Sentences like, I'm too dumb and won't pass for my major will not help you feel like you are able enough to change and will hinder your ability to act on your desires. Try to use positive affirmations for a month and see the difference it has on your mentality and actions. Number 3, don't compare yourself to others too much. This is one that is very important, that as you grow up, your friends, educational situations. Sometimes it can be good to see how you compare to others, but there is a point where it starts to hinder your own progress. And that point where it starts to hinder you is when you start to negate your own efforts and start to quit because of your friend's progress. The reason it hinders your progress is because we tend to look at what people are doing more than us and think that we can't make it to their level, or look at people doing less than us and become arrogant and judgmental towards them. Everyone has their own pace, circumstances, and desires, so don't be too focused on how you compare to everyone else. This is an advice that is easier said than done. I can say don't compare yourself to others. The next person can say that too. 10 other people can tell you to do that, but in matter of fact, all 11 of us are doing the same thing. We're all going to end up comparing ourselves to someone because it's just wired in our human nature to do so. But awareness is always important. Create goals that are study oriented. Try to create short-term and long-term goals that help building your knowledge for your exams. Yeah, so when you have like exams or when you have work or something of interest, if you build your goals around it and you actually work towards them, you will see progress in that field. And it's easy to say it, but it's just sometimes you need to say what's simple. You need to say what's simple for people to understand it clearly, because you can if you overthink something, you will build a workaround the simple answers. You'll work your way around all the simple things you could have done. It could have literally just been like a straight road from A to B, but instead, because you overthought and you overanalyze, you went all the way around and you're going everywhere except for that straight path. That's very simple. So sometimes almost a lot of the times, you need to tell someone straight and very simply, this is how you do it. And it brings them back to the basics. How to be a better person and stop looking down on others. From your post, it looks like you know it looks like you know what to do. Yeah, so they answer the question themselves. It's just how you do it. There are many ways, and it takes time, because changing a habit that was built over time requires time to change it. Try to keep in mind that everyone has their own struggles, circumstances, and goals, so it is not fair to look down on someone when you do not know what they deal with and with what they don't share. Practice gratitude because you are blessed to have great things, and focus on comparing yourself to yourself. Comparing yourself to others can lead to either judgment and arrogance, or inferiority and sadness. I hope you can make the necessary small changes and don't give up. Yeah. It's with looking at others through social media, from my own experience, it's easy to you're just trying to show the best of your life. You're not really interested in showing the lows and everything in between. You just want to show the highlights, so don't get too caught up in that. Try to set small goals and time restrictions for any distractions. Practice self-discipline by sticking to your own rules, and don't be too hard on yourself if you fail a few times. Focus on building yourself up instead. You know, this answer right here, the question's been deleted, but you can apply this answer to a lot of questions because it's quite broad. A few Islamic answers. Yeah, let's see this. That one. That one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful because I'm picking too many questions. A person hates almost everything and everyone. I despise my full-time job, and the people I work with are a bunch of clowns. In my 30s, still live with my parents. This and that. My life, it's done. Firstly, your life is not done, bro. You can make changes. It is never too late to get better and change your circumstances. I think that you should adjust your mindset to a positive one and focus on slowly changing the way you look at things. Of course, everyone fails, And then, but it is about who you are, persistent enough to continue. Wait, what did I even say? Of course, everyone fails now and then, but it is about those who are persistent enough to continue going. Okay, I read that completely wrong. Try to use positive affirmations daily and take your time to shift to a positive attitude so it will be long lasting. More importantly, get professional help and try to reach out to family and or friends about how you are feeling. When someone starts telling you they hate everything, they hate everyone, they hate the toaster, they hate the dog that crossed the street, they hate their teacher, they hate the teacher's son, they hate the teacher's parents who he's never met. When they get into that kind of mindset, they need professional help. They need a therapist. They need someone to help them. They need those things. They may be able to help you too, as they know more about you and your circumstances. So I mentioned this family and friends. They know more about the specifics of the situation because I'm hearing it first. When you hear it firsthand from someone, you are not taking into account what the people around him have to say in his environment or her environment, because they can very much have a different experience with this person and shed more light onto the actual things that are happening. Because you only take into account multiple perspectives, it evens out things, and maybe it turns out things are worse than how this person's explained it, or maybe it turns out things are actually better than how it's explained. You can share it with them over a few days or weeks so that they can understand. Yeah. What is something you achieved or achieved in 2023 that you are very proud of? One of my biggest achievements was writing a book called The 23 Attitudes. I didn't publish it, but it printed back in March 2023 and I shared it with my family and close friends. I plan on writing another one before the end of 2024. It was definitely hard and took a lot of time, but I'm proud of the work I was able to produce. Writing another one before the end of 2024 is, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. I have no interest in writing a book now. I've changed my mind. I think I'm very happy with the 23 attitudes, and I'm good with that. What's the hardest thing to do or not to do in life from a self-improvement perspective? In my opinion, the hardest thing to do in life is to live without any reward. The most painful, the most difficult, whatever you call it, it is a meaningless struggle. Okay. One of the hardest things to do is to work through the resistance that you face when chasing your goals. Yeah, that's very difficult. One of the hardest things not to do is fail along the way in the pursuit of your long-term goal. That's also very hard. Okay, how to let go of the regret of not studying. And this person wrote a lot of things. I'm seeing some key words like procrastination, laziness, patterns, etc., etc. To help let go of past regrets and mistakes is using them as learning opportunities. The most important lesson in this case is that you cannot control the past. However, you can control the present and take control of your future. Do not focus on what you cannot control, because you will then spiral out of control. If you focus on what you can control, you will see the positive changes in your mental health and can make positive changes to your future. Yeah, don't let your past dictate your future. You can always change. You can always change for the better. The good thing is all of these are written here, so we can see all of them, as opposed to the Quora. I instantly see one there of someone losing weight. Positive affirmation one here. Ruined my life. I'm 22 myself and can tell you that you can adjust your trajectory and change your attitude at any time. Don't be too focused on what you could have done and focus more on what you can do now. Adopt a positive attitude to yourself and your capabilities and create goals to work towards. And take things one step at a time, and don't be too hard on yourself if you fail a few times. Yeah, so this right here is the Amazon packaging that I kept mentioning in my last video. I kept mentioning it. It is the Amazon delivery of self-improvement. What makes you sure that Islam is right? Oh yeah, this is very true. This stuff here. Helping other people that have questions regarding personal development. Actually, before that, what is this question even about? Oh, the question about today. Let's see this one here. Yo, I find it funny, like, it's so interesting how many questions have been deleted by users. People just make the account to ask the question, and then after that, they're out of here. They're just out of here. I feel like I find myself caring about what people think of me, and I constantly try to shape myself into what I think people would want out of me, and it's killing me. I get horrible anxiety when I think about someone disliking me, and how can I fix this? I think it is important to understand that you cannot control how others think and feel about you or anything. It is better to focus on the things you can control. What you can control in this case is how you think and how you feel. If you turn your focus to the things you can control, your life will be less stressful and you will be in good moods / high spirits. If you focus on the things you can't control, your life will spiral out of control. This takes time, and there are many resources out there that shows you how to do this. Yeah, I feel like that statement is just very key to focus in on. If you focus on the things you cannot control, your life will spiral out of control because you're not focusing on what you can control. So what can you do? It's almost like a tornado. You can't stop a tornado because that's out of your control. You're just going to see it destroy everything around you. But instead, just focus on what you can control, because then you can see where you can make the changes, how you can improve. Especially when it comes to other people's opinions, because you cannot change how other people think and feel about you or anyone. We have a question here about failure, and I mentioned that it's okay to fail. Use your failures as stepping stones. What is a bad habit that you just can't kick? Occasional self-doubt. Try your best to ignore it and keep your faith in Allah. He tests us through many means, and this may be one of those trials for you. Inshallah, you are blessed with great friends soon. I think I remember this question actually. Six pillars of self-esteem recommended. Probably a self-esteem question. What would your future self thank you for starting today? What dream could you turn into reality? What if that someday is now? Don't wait for a sign. This is it. What's your first step? I would like to believe my future self will thank me for choosing to help people with their goals and desires to make positive changes. Yes, thank you. Old me. Thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it. Suggest me an unconventional way to wake up earlier. I've tried everything. Set your alarm for a time that you would like. Set 5 to 10 alarms around that time. Put your phone or alarm clock far away from your bed so that you can hear it loudly, but you have to get up to close it. This is effective for getting out of bed first thing. This is one of the main things people recommend. Put your phone or your alarm clock out of reach, so you have to get up to close it. So that it's far away for you that you have to stand up, but it's close enough for you that you can hear it really loudly. Wow, I must be really dehydrated today. I must be so dehydrated. I feel like an idiot. First things first, bro. Change your mindset if you really want to grow. It is very hard to change and grow if you stick with sentences like, I feel extremely ignorant and stupid. These things that you may say but not fully mean affect your mindset negatively. And this is one of the best statements I've said in regards to this topic. Basically, statements like I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, even if you don't mean it, it will affect your mindset and your subconscious. It will affect you it'll become something that you start to believe if you repeat it enough. No matter if you convince yourself that I'm just joking it or I don't actually mean it, you'll start to believe it and it will become a belief. First, adopt an attitude of growth, where you can use positive statements to put yourself in a mental space for positive change. As for learning more, you can use many techniques like note taking while reading, spacing out for your learning for more attention, and practicing your knowledge as you learn over time. Excuse me. Take your time and don't kick yourself while you're down. Best of luck, bro. Let's see. Someone had a question here. Seems I answered it well. Things like a low perception of yourself, low self-esteem, negative thoughts. That's a very common thing that I see. Is it seen as acceptable or welcoming if a person with no Islamic history in their family and doesn't come from a predominantly Islamic country wants to become Islamic? Yes, it is very acceptable. Islam isn't about your heritage. Islam is about your heart, intentions, and actions and beliefs. Okay, I'm messing up a lot today. I'm stammering so much. I'm stuttering everywhere. What's the best advice for a 13-year-old? For a 13-year-old. Try out different things like reading, sports or clubs/communities. Be open to making new friends in school. Take things one step at a time. You're still young. And I'll put the smiley face. I'm learning the guitar and it's good for that kid. What's this here? I see numbers, I'm interested. There are 4 things I would take note of. The question is deleted. Being self-aware is the first step, and you have clearly identified areas that you need to work on, so well done on that. You are moving one step closer towards your goal of improving yourself. Identify an end goal passion that you would like to work towards. When your goals are broad and not personalized, it is not easy, as working towards something that is specific to you and is something you're passionate about. Viewing yourself as lame opens the door to more negative thoughts, and this inhibits your positive progress and actions towards your goals. Focus on positive affirmations and shift your shift your views about yourself and your potential. It starts from the inside. This helps your actions and behaviors positively. If you want to feel more in control of your life, it can help to write down a list of things that you can control, like your thoughts, and next to that, write a list of things you cannot control. Then work on the things you can control. I saw this from a video back in 2022, 2021, and it was quite an informative video, basically saying exactly that. Write a list of things you can control, write a list of things you cannot control, compare the two, cross out the things you cannot control, and your life becomes a little bit more easier to control because you are more aware of that balance. Seen a few good triggers. I've seen a good few answers. Sorry. Still at 6 months. I don't know where exactly at the 6 months we are because Reddit just stopped showing the date. So I don't know when any of this is. What can I do in my 20s to ensure I stay healthy when I'm older? One important thing is to build an environment for yourself that is low stress. Also, eating healthier and exercising as often as you can is very important to your health. How can I become a less boring person? 34 male. Two things that you can try is changing your view on yourself and picking up new hobbies. The first is important. If you constantly view yourself as this, and I mentioned blah blah blah, he mentions about he has no personality, he has nothing, he's not interesting in any way. And I say that viewing yourself as this constantly will affect your thoughts, words, and actions to the extent that will be the person and the people. You will become that person, and people will view you like that since you have immersed yourself with believing that is you. And that is what you emanate. That is what you give out to people. That's the energy that you put out. So that is, of course, what you'll receive. If you constantly tell yourself that you're boring, you're going to put yourself in that box, and people are going to view it as boring. Try to pick up positive affirmations, use them daily, and shift your mindset so that you view yourself as interesting and whatever you may want it to be. Yeah, put the positive affirmations, you can really just call it affirmations. Just put anything you want in regards to how you want to view yourself and work towards making that routine. Slowly you will see changes in your thoughts, words, and actions if you constantly view yourself as this. And I also mentioned to pick up habits that are beneficial, like new hobbies, for example sports, and anything that can, if you broaden your knowledge, you become more interesting because you know more about many things. Tips on becoming mentally strong. Things that require self-discipline are great for improving mental strength, and I give advice like boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's because I did that during my university time, during my second year in university. I'm 19 and I'm lost. I just can't figure out anything. I need help. First, get professional help if you are dealing with mental health issues, because that is where the experienced people can give you advice. Yeah, of course, I can give you 100,000 pieces of advice, but I'm not a professional or experienced professional at all. I hope that you're able to improve your mental health. Second, you should adopt a growth mindset and positive attitude about yourself. It all starts with yourself. It literally just starts with you, so build it up from you. What to do after a bad day. Focus on what you can do now. Use your past as a way to learn from your mistakes. Do not contemplate on the things that you could have done, but what you could do now with that knowledge. Yeah. Don't be like the general who they look at their past as a way to belittle themselves. Look at your past as a way to uplift yourself and teach yourself things you can do moving forward. Yeah. Once I think if I hit that 5 month mark, I'll be at January. Let's see. There are many answers. It is up to you. Kiba. Let me know if anyone in the comments has ever used Kiba before. I used that when I was a kid, and I learned how to type with my 10 fingers. Put all my fingers instead of doing that 2-finger typing. No, Jojo, come on. And hopefully the answers are all very clear here, so if anyone was interested in any of these answers, you can just look at them as I'm scrolling past some of them. Yeah, I give a description on the power of the 6 pillars of self-esteem, which I've already done a book insight on. Make sure you check out that video. It's a great video. Man, when am I going to get to that 5 month mark? Okay, I think it's time to start going through this because it's getting quite a lot. Don't get too flustered looking at other people's stories on social media. This is what me and my friends call highlight reels of someone's moments. If you don't have the full picture, it can be easy to rush to conclusions, like them being so great and you being so bad. Everyone has their good times and bad times. Social media is an easy way to filter out the bad if you want to, so don't be too invested into what someone's Instagram stories tell you about their life. As for improving yourself, it is really about doing something you enjoy in a manner that is productive to your current lifestyle and helps you improve either your knowledge, social skills, health, or wealth. One of the things about this concept of the highlight reels, you really start to understand when you start to hang out with people, when you start to see people's posts, what goes behind a post. For example, like when I went out a few times with my friends, my friend would post a snap or something like that, or Instagram story, but compared to the Instagram story that they posted, or the Snapchat story, is literally like 3% of what happened that day or that night. Like, so much other stuff happened, like whether it was good, bad, but that story just pins maximum 5% of what actually happened that whole time. So that gives a little bit more context. Tips for anger. When I get angry, I go from 1 to 10 almost instantly. I get told to calm down, which adds fuel to the fire. It makes him more enraged. It makes him like Kratos. People think I'm yelling at them when I'm actually just yelling because I'm angry and not being heard. How do I make my anger heard in a way that shows anger without exploding? Alright, there's a few calming techniques you can use. And I mentioned repeating a certain sentence, like, I don't know, whatever you think is your calm word. Whether it's calm itself, you just say calm, 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 something like that. Counting numbers or taking deep breaths, they're also ones to do. It is better to have countermeasures for your bursts of anger. Because the thing, like, it's great to have prevention tools for anger, which help you from getting to that point altogether, but you need to have countermeasures in place so that if you do get to that point, you can calm it, you can ease it down. You can ease it down a notch. As a 19-year-old wanting to be successful physically, what should I do? Build a routine that involves the things that you enjoy doing. It is great that you want to improve yourself, and one of the best ways is to find productive ways to do things that you enjoy that will improve you either mentally, physically. I love to write it and I love to see it, but I hate to read it because there's so many words. Generic post searching for self-improvement. I'm tired of hating myself. I know I can do better. There are many answers. It is up to you how you decide. It is up to you which one you decide to act on. It's like when I even read these, what am I even reading? Because where's the word how to decide? I just put together words from my head, like puzzle pieces. Firstly, I hope that you have been feeling better, and I hope that you achieve your goals. As for what approach, singular or balanced, I would say that you should balance your goals and split your efforts so that you feel better overall. Taking things slowly and don't rush to conclusions. Sometimes a slight tweak can make a difference, so don't give up. Yes, and it's very easy for me to tell him to do this. It's just a matter of how willing he is to take this knowledge, how willing is he to apply the advices that he gets from people, and how to spend less time on social media. Try to fill up your time with things that you enjoy that doesn't involve social media. If you don't know what exactly to do, then try to do something that can be try out something new. Okay, what am I reading? What are you reading? Boy, what are you reading? Then try out something new that can be done alone or with others. Yeah, if you want to spend less time on social media, you have to spend time outside. You need to touch grass. You need to go outside more. And that's simply put. How do I work on my consistency? You can try to reduce the time you do on a certain activity. For example, less than 1 hour or 10 minutes or 2 minutes. If you start small and slowly build up over time, it can be easier to build and improve your consistency. Yeah, and you see, as I have seen, I'll put it this way, as I have seen with my review over my Reddit comments and Quora comments over the past 6 months or 5 months I've been doing this, I have a routine that I follow. There's a certain there's a certain pattern of ways that I follow with my answers, and that pattern is there because it works. And with regards to slowing things down and taking a longer approach and taking your time with things, help me become a man of action. Oh, that's a deadly question, man. You need to call up Jason Statham. You need to call up Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You need to call up Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need to call up those people for that question. Try to create SMART goals based on your dreams. Make targets that you can work towards daily, weekly, and or monthly, so you can have a continuous responsibility and don't feel that you need to fulfill when you get closer to your goals. How do you have the will to live? I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna read it, but fortunately they have struggles. It starts from your thoughts. Try to build a room in your mind that is filled with positive thoughts. This helps slowly build your mental strength to explore more positive. Oh wait, what? Okay, okay. What am I reading? What am I reading? This helps slowly build your mental strength to explore your passions and dislikes, and work towards things that you love and endure difficulties. Alright. I base my self-worth, happiness on the amount of friends I have, or people texting or chasing me. How do I stop hating myself? I am 22 as well, and let me tell you that a lot of people go through their own trials, including me. It seems to me that you have the answers you need and know what you want to be / what targets you want to achieve. I guess it's just about taking one step forward and act towards your goals now that you know what you want. Theorizing is one half of the work, the other half is practical, and you got to take action. I learned that lesson through university, that the theory that you learn at university is a lot different than the practical when you actually get a job, and it's a whole different world. And I learned that from my civil degree. You balance hope in Allah and fear in Allah like the wings of a bird. Thanks to Asim al-Hakim for that quote. Do righteous deeds and seek the pleasure of Allah. Okay. True things. Try to leave your phone with someone you trust in your home. Yeah, but the questions are deleted. Let's see, how many more push-ups did this guy have to do? Oh, God. Oh, that was by accident. Let's go back down. Let's scroll down to where the 5 month... Where's the last point where that 5 month point is? Okay, well, this is the last question for that 6 month period. Seems to be this is the point of the 5 months. So we will end it with this last question, this one here. Okay, so this person deleted their post, unfortunately. But the question is based around them thinking that they are a bad person. I say that if you have made mistakes, then you can look at that and admit your wrongs. However, whether or not you're a bad person, that doesn't mean that you can't change now and moving forward. You want to be better? So be better. Don't feel like your past defines you. Your actions and beliefs right now defines your future. So let that be the judge of your character. If you are lost, spend time reflecting, reading, writing, exercising, and socializing and doing things that you are passionate about. There is no quick fix, but you can slowly build a road for your future if you are committed to it. Very powerful words, even affecting me right now. And it's from myself. Hope that's not narcissistic. How to start a dopamine detox. Yes, when you try and fail, you assess what went well and what went wrong. From that, you use that information to benefit when you try again, to your benefit when you try again. Keeping trying and learning, and you will keep. Oh yeah, I messed that up. Keep trying and learning, and you will get better each time. I meant to write keep. So that is what we'll leave that. That leaves me in a good position now to sort of to catch up. I think I actually. No, this is. I'm gonna do a twist. I'm gonna keep going a little bit further. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Keep it going. Yes, that's a lot. I need to end it somewhere. How do I gain confidence? I'm gonna end it there. I think we'll end it right there around. Where was that question? Oh, here. So this will be where I end it, because it seems to be a 5-month period. It goes on for a long time. Self-respect regime. Can anyone help me build a daily regime for building self-respect? I use positive affirmations that I've made for myself and read them almost daily. This helps me promote positive beliefs about myself, my abilities, my potential, my future, and my environment. I would definitely recommend it to you if you want to promote positive thoughts. How do I stop a bad habit of lying and learn to be honest about everything? Okay, so it seems that it's a full discussion here. Show yourself that you value honesty by creating rewards for being honest and sharing your goals to be honest with people close to you. This is just a start, but there are many other things that you can do if you research further. What do you mean by creating rewards for being honest, if I may ask? A reward would be something you enjoy as a way to show your subconscious that you have done something good. For example, if you were to set a goal for a week to be honest 90% of the time, depending on how easy that is for you, if you achieve that, then you do something you enjoy as a reward for yourself. So even if you were going to do this thing anyway, make it something, or for example, this reward that I'm talking about, let's say is to watch a YouTube video that's posted every single Sunday, and you always watch it on every Sunday. If you complete this goal of being honest, the reward is you watching this episode that you watch or this video. But if you're not honest, if you don't hit that goal target, then you stop yourself from watching that video. It becomes a thing that's tied to your goal, and that helps you in achieving it because there is a motive behind it. Of course you want to accomplish this goal, but also you want to get the reward. How do I wake up early? First thing is start to view your own obligations as highly important by repeating sentences like "my tasks are important" and creating rewards for following your rules. Second thing is setting an alarm and putting it at a distance that may require you to get up but is still loud enough for you to wake up. The first part of this seems a bit odd from here, but maybe it's because the person mentioned something like I want to wake up to do something that I'd like, but I can't see it as important. So that's probably why I answered that way. So fear and self-doubt can be causes that stop you from expressing yourself. Try reflecting on whether or not these have had any effects on you. Reflecting on this can be a step forward to understanding the cause of what you are trying to find out. How do I gain confidence and self-love? I am a taller girl. Yeah, I'm not going to read into that. You can start by stopping comparing yourself to others in a manner that puts yourself down. Yeah, stop comparing yourself in a way that either makes you above others arrogantly or puts yourself below others in a pessimistic manner, in a way that you seek the worst for yourself. Also, use positive affirmations, as they're a great way to boost self-confidence and self-esteem. Books I would recommend that you should check out is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, and Awaken the Inner Giant. I hope you gain confidence and self-love. I'm gonna end it here. I feel like I've done quite good on the catch up. There's still, as you can see, a lot more to do. And who knows, I may have to do another catch up sooner or later, but I think if I'm putting out the daily videos, I can really get progress with them. I try to do 5 questions per video because that can build up over time, and I am very happy with I'm very happy with the fact that I've been able to do these 2 videos, this Reddit and Quora video, because I would prefer to spread it out, but being realistic and knowing myself, I need to go through this process of dragging a video out and forcing myself to go through all of these things, and hopefully it's for the better. Hopefully at some point, I know that no one's seen this video, or a lot of videos I made for that fact, but even so, I hope at some point it's gonna benefit someone. I really believe in myself. I really believe I have the potential, the ability, and the work rate to spread a good message and to reach an audience. I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I hope that shows that for anyone watching, that you don't need to be a successful person as soon as you start. I fell flat so many times. There's so many videos I've put a lot of effort into, and unfortunately it didn't get any views, but as I'm staying consistent and I'm trying to keep going and keep spreading this messages that I have, and it will be for the better. I know it will. That's the thing I'm really confident about. So I'm gonna end it here. We're gonna keep this going with the Reddit. So we got these series ongoing right now. We've got these 5 series ongoing. We've got the personal goal exercises, which I do need to add on to. I need to keep those going. We haven't. That's pretty even. I didn't expect it to be 16 videos for both of those. So if you just come across this video randomly, I have a lot of series. Check those out. You know, from start to finish, I put in a lot of effort into it. I start off more shy, but I'm really trying to get more comfortable with the camera as I go. Every video I'm getting better. But yeah, we are gonna keep it going. Thank you very much for watching.